So if your kidney is not functioning, if you are not hypertensive and you get kidney problem, eventually you get hypertension. Eventually, it will just come because that component that controls blood pressure is lost. Globally, about 30% of the world is hypertension.
Okay.
In Ghana, it's about the same, but in Ghana, I think we're even higher. Yeah, I think 40% of Ghanaians are likely to be hypertensive. So if you take every 10 Ghanaians, likely to have 4 of them, beyond a certain age, 4 of them are going to be hypertensive. The concoctions, they say, oh, natural. But who said every natural thing is okay? And the poisonous plants.
What about the weight gain syrups, the beauty drips, and all of that I had mentioned earlier? Enlighten us, just as you did for the guys. Are these things safe for us, especially in the discussion of our kidneys? Are they safe for us?
Sometimes I feel people are not interested in living long.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hubtel Podcast. My name is Gifty, and today we'll be talking about our health. We'll be talking about a very important organ in the body. It usually works behind the scenes, but one glitch and everything can crash down. We'll be talking about our kidneys. So, if you're someone that has come to love salt so much, or you are a fan of fizzy drinks, then this episode is definitely for you. So, don't go anywhere. Watch us to the end. Joining us today, we have Dr. Dennis Botti. He is the medical director at HealthNet Medical Center, and he has years of experience working with top hospitals, including Kolimbo, Holy Trinity, and others. And so, Doc, let's start from the basics. Tell us what the role of the kidney in the body for those who don't know about it.
Thank you very much, and it's my pleasure to be here. And greetings to those the audience out there listening or watching us. Indeed, the issue about kidneys have become topical in recent times because there's actually been over 250% increase in the past couple of years in the number of chronic kidney diseases we are seeing, or kidney failure for that matter. Now, in my engagements with people, you ask them, what is your kidney or where is your kidney? They don't even know where it is. So basically, the kidneys are a pair of B-shaped organs that actually is located in your abdomen, but more to the back. So it's not in your front. So if I hit your tummy, I'm not hitting kidneys, but if I hit your back on the sides of the lower sides of your spinal column, the muscle you hit, it's just behind, maybe in front of that muscle, you're likely to be the kidneys. So they are a pair, and everybody is supposed to have two. I mean, that nature as it is, I mean, you can have somebody coming with one. Anything is possible.
From birth?
Yeah. And there are people who are born with congenital kidney problems.
Interesting.
Right. So, but mostly people have two, and anything you have two, you can survive on one. Right. So basically, the job of the kidney is to filter. So it's more like a sieve. To make it clearer, let's assume that you have rice and you have weevils in the rice, and you pour water on it. You can actually pour the water off. You have maybe a material like a towel, and the water will get out of the towel, but the weevils will be on this other side here. So it's more like a sieve, and it filters our blood. The blood in us, it goes everywhere, does a lot of work. The liver is doing metabolism, chemical reactions, producing waste products, producing carbon dioxide, urea, etc., etc. So it's the kidney's function actually to make sure that after all is said and done, the body keeps the good ingredients or good chemicals and good hormones or whatever it is that the body needs, and then those that are toxic to the body is excreted out in the form of urine. So that is the basic and commonest function everybody knows. Oh, I mean, the kidney, there's filters, and then you urinate out. But today I'm going to tell you a lot more about what other things the kidney does. Now, it's a spongy organ. The spongy organ, and it's not hard like stone. So it's a tissue, so it can be destroyed. So look at a metallic sieve that your maybe mothers use at home, and look at another one that is maybe from tissue. In our local parlance, we call this kidney sabo. You know, like the liver we say brebo. It's not stone, bore like stone, nice. It's actually very, very soft, and it's just like the size of a fist.
So it's not as hard as we think it
No,
is.
it's not.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just tissues.
Yeah, just tissue. So that's why they can be destroyed. You can, if you have a metallic seal, you can hit it on the floor. It may change shape, but it won't get destroyed. But the kidneys can easily be destroyed. Now, the interesting thing is that apart from the kidneys or this glomerulus filtering, we call it ultrafiltration. That means it's so ultra, mean it will filter everything bad. It's supposed to filter everything bad out. But sometimes it filters and overfilters. So there are some good things you need that has been filtered out. And once they get into the tubules, you see the blue and red still around them. The kidney does something called selective reabsorption. It's a mechanism that is so wonderful that, okay, now a lot of things have been filtered into the tube. Ideally, are all supposed to be a spit, but the body needs this one, doesn't need this one. Then it's the blood will then take up. Maybe you need your sodium, you need your potassium, you need your chloride to pull them into.
All that is done by the kidney.
By the kidney, if to pull them back into the circulation. So then when all that is done, it will finally enter what we call the collecting duct. And from the collecting duct into the ureters and then into the bladder.
Okay, so that's where the bad
Yes.
thing, the thing that the body doesn't.
Exactly. So when you go to urinate, you are seeing something like something so transparent, but they contain a lot of bad stuff, a lot of toxic stuff that if they are in your body, you become like, there's some lagoon I know somewhere. Things enter, but things are not going out, and then begins to smell, and all kinds of things will happen to you. So that is one of the things that the kidneys to be doing. So it tells us how intricate the processes are, being a soft tissue. And a lot of blood is going in, chemicals going out, sodium, potassium, all these chemicals that are supposed to, it's so intricate and so delicate that the slightest injury can cause a lot of problems. For the functions of the kidney, apart from the fact that it filters and reabsorbs, what people don't know is that the kidney plays a good role in regulating blood pressure, BP. Kidneys play a role in regulating blood pressure. The kidney actually produces hormones, certain hormones. Women always talk about my hormones, but there are hormones that control a lot of things in our body. So there's a hormone called renin, and it uses something big term, renin-angiotensin system. I mean,
all that is a key word.
Yes. So the kidney is there, but just like that your bone is there, but there's bone marrow in there. And you know that the bone marrow is what produces your red blood cells and all the cells you have. Yeah. So the kidney, apart from the filtering thing you're talking about, and apart from producing urine, there are other functions. So I'm emphasizing on this so that you know that the point your kidney feels is not just you absorb urine.
Urine, right.
So that's why they become so swollen, they become, all kinds of things happen. So it actually plays a part in controlling blood pressure. So if your kidney is not functioning, if you are not hypertensive and you get kidney problem, eventually you get hypertension. Eventually, it will just come because that component that controls blood pressure is lost. Again, when you come to the causes, we also mention that hypertension itself can also cause kidney damage. So it's both ways. Assuming you don't have a kidney problem, but your blood pressure is so high. Remember that I said that 25 to 30% of the blood that is coming, everything enters the kidney. So I assume it's going there with so much high pressure, and it's not a metal. So the kind of pressure that goes into the brain and people get strokes because the pressure causes blood vessels in the brain to burst. The same thing can also happen to the kidney when too much pressure, because if your blood pressure is high, it means that the component component of it going to the kidney is also going to be high, and to destroy that sieve. So hypertension can cause kidney disease. That is the number one commonest cause of that. And also the kidney itself too, when it goes wrong, can affect your blood pressure. Again, so apart from the waste products, apart from the blood pressure, the kidney also plays a part in contributing to how much blood you have in your body. So there's a hormone we call erythropoietin. So for those people who say that, oh, I don't accept blood transfusion, they'll go for erythropoietin to inject it, to improve their blood level. So for religious reasons, they don't take blood. So that is the hub. The kidney is a hub for production of erythropoietin. So, and you see that blood pressure control. Now, so without your kidney, eventually, if your kidney gets damaged, you are going to be anemic as well, because that component for you to have enough blood, so they are usually anemic. Again, if your kidneys get problems, you're going to suffer with your bones.
Wait, okay. So that means that the kidney sort of plays a part in forming our bones.
Yes. So
Maybe you can enlighten us.
Yeah. So like I said, it produces other things. So vitamin D, for example, you heard of that one. Vitamin is good for your bones. Drink your milk, calcium, vitamin D, very good for more. Yes. So the kidney is also good. It produces a lot of vitamin D, and it works in conjunction with a hormone called calcitrol, and then with calcium in building bone. So kidney problem eventually would lead to the person having bone problems, brittle bone and all that, less vitamin D, less calcium, and that. And then also I would say that it also affects the acidity of our blood. It regulates the acidity of our blood. If your blood shouldn't be too acidic, it shouldn't be too alkaline, it should be in a good range. All these things is controlled by the kidney. Your ions, the ions that you need for your nerve to work well, the sodium, chlorine, potassium, all these things, the kidney controls them. So if you want to remember it well, we have something we call let me see if I put it somewhere here. We call it a wet bed. Your kidneys are a wet bed. So the A will stand for the acidity. It controls the acidity. Okay.
Okay, so it is. Oh, right. Yeah, that's so it's like formed word.
Yeah, something
the function of
a mnemonic for that.
Oh, yeah.
So the W will be for water balance. You realize that when you drink a lot of water, you also urinate a lot. Like if your kidneys are functioning well. So the body has this quantum of water it needs. When there's excess, the kidney has to take the excess out, so you have a water balance. And when you are not drinking enough to the kidneys, you won't be producing too much urine, because the kidneys are, I don't have enough to keep the body well hydrated, so I won't produce much. So then you start becoming thirsty, and then you go and drink water at least to keep the kidneys hydrated. And then the E is for the electrolyte, the sodium, the potassium, and those things, electrolyte balance. And then the T is for the toxins. Yeah, the toxic substances, urea, ammonia, and all these things turn into urea. And then the B is for the BP control. And then the E is for the blood erythropoietin that helps the blood to grow. And then the vitamin D. So that's it for a wet bed for the functions of the kidney.
This is good. So for our viewers who don't know anything about the functions of the kidney, maybe you can keep this mnemonic in your mind, a wet bed, and that should help you know the functions of your kidney. Okay, Doc, so from research and then publications that we have seen, we noticed that lately the kidney disease in Ghana has been on the rise, right? I was reading a publication that had said on the GNA website that currently we have about 13% of the Ghanaian population suffering kidney disease, and globally we have about 10%. Why is it that we have this kind of percentage or this rise in Ghana? And is it our trends? Is it our daily habits? Maybe enlighten us on what's causing the rise in kidney diseases.
Thank you. So rightly said. I mean, globally we have about 10, let's say 10 to 13%. If you come to the sub-Saharan Africa, it's hovering around 14%, 13.9 to 14% sub-Saharan Africa. And we are not too much out of the range in Ghana. We are having also around 13% of Ghanaians are having chronic kidney disease or kidney failure. The only thing that is a cause for worry from that publication I'm sure that you read is that this 13% in terms of quantum is like 5 times higher than what was probably 8 years ago. So we have hit 13%. You have actually caught up with the world average so quickly within 5 years that it's amazing that that should happen. And so it means that if you take probably 10 years ago, so it's a good question that what has changed? What has changed? That means that something about us have changed. Something we are doing or something we are not doing. This is what has changed and caused that. And globally, again, kidney problems are becoming more difficult to manage, or people are dying more from kidney failure, especially more in the poor regions of the world. I remember some time ago, we went for a program in India. We went to one hospital. There was a this big room, and a lot of people were just on their best doing their dialysis. After that, they just walk and they go to work. They go and do their session and then go to work. So it's like that's not how it's supposed to be. Oh yeah, no, they carry that. So for those, it's like their life now. But the point is that they have access and it's cheaper. So chances of they living longer, even with chronic kidney disease, is high than a place where you have chronic kidney disease and living there, you can't afford the dialysis or the treatment is beyond your means. Then it means that mortality from the kidney disease is going to be high. So question is, what is happening? Good. So globally, about 30% of the world is hypertension.
Okay.
In Ghana, it's about the same, but in Ghana, I think we're even higher. Yeah, I think 40% of Ghanaians are likely to be hypertensive. So if you take every 10 Ghanaians, likely to have 4 of them, beyond a certain age, 4 of them are going to be hypertensive. Yes, and for us as blacks, hypertension is commoner in terms of ethnicity. It's commoner in blacks than maybe Caucasians or white people. Now, hypertension has been known or have been seen to be one of the number one causes of kidney failure. I've tried to explain that earlier on, that if the blood pressure is not controlled, and just see how flooding can destroy even buildings in its way. So in the same way, if the pressure going into your kidneys is so high, yes, the kidney is filtering, but then it's destroying the sieve, it's destroying the filter, and eventually it gets destroyed. So now it can't filter anymore. The thing is not supposed to filter, would if the sieve destroys. For example, your body needs a lot of protein. You keep the protein for your muscle, for your activities. Now the sieve gets destroyed. Proteins are supposed to be kept in the blood will now go into your urine. And then you'll be losing protein. Your blood becomes so light that water will now seep out of your blood into your tissues and it begin to swell up. So the blood pressure is one of the commonest causes. Diabetes is also known to be one of the top causes that complicates into kidney failure. So it has been noticed that, for example, if we have 100 hypertensives and about 50% of them or 40% of them are also having kidney disease, I was no. This kidney problem might be because of the hypertension.
Okay, Doc, let's hold on to that thought. Before we get to the technical bits, I just wanted to mention that something that he had said earlier. So in an earlier conversation, he had mentioned that the kidney regulates the blood, and so blood formation and all that goes through the kidney, right? So that will mean that the things that we take in, I want us to relate it to our daily habits, the food we eat, the kind of drinks we take in, and everything that we put in our body, eat through our mouth into our body can affect, because all these things go through our blood, I guess. And so is it that the kinds of food that we eat here in Ghana also affects or cause kidney diseases? Maybe enlighten us on that before we get to the technical bits.
Yeah, so thank you. Whatever we are ingesting into our system contributes to destruction of our organs. I keep telling people that when we are born into this world, the only thing that we do is either breathing in air from outside or putting food and water into our mouths. Anything else is either a mosquito is biting you or something else. But what we cannot control or we can't do later is breathing. You can't say you breathe, no matter what. And you can't say you eat. So what we eat actually contributes to some percentage of the kidney diseases. And it's not only about what we eat. Let me emphasize that people will be thinking of it in terms of food. If the alcohol is something food, anything you are ingesting, you are swallowing into your stomach, and the body would absorb and metabolize and whatever. It's seen the body sees as food. The body doesn't discriminate. Once it enters your stomach, whatever I bring, I grind. Whatever I bring, I grind. Whatever I select, it absorbs and goes to wherever it's supposed to go. The stomach is non-discriminatory. Anything you bring, the intestine will just digest it. And then the blood will just accept it. So alcohol, smoking, all kinds of things. People are drinking all kinds of things. And let me say, in Kolebu, for example, they noticed that quite a good number of the young people who unfortunately come down with kidney diseases, when they go into their social history, it tells in their social history that they have lifestyle issues. Now, young people are not that active anymore. We are always sitting behind consoles and playing. Back in the day, we're all over on the field. We are playing field.
Working,
Now,
everybody's on their phone.
Everybody's on their
laptop.
phone and no activity. And I know a certain man. I recently I went on leave, so I was in the US, but the man had blood pressure, and he just started exercising. He been taking medication after it, daily jogging. At the point, the blood pressure became quite well controlled. So now he has to actually measure before he even takes his medication. So lifestyle, the things we eat, yeah, they matter. Now, the blood is being chaotic. If there's excess sugar, the blood will want to take it out. The kidney wants to take it out and into the urine. So why are you giving the body more sugar? So you mentioned fizzy drinks from the beginning. So taking a lot of fizzy drinks, alcohol, all these things, chronic use of them can affect the potency and the quality of kidneys that you have, including smoking and obesity. So when people are obese, it also goes a long way. Whatever contributed to the obesity can contribute to kidney disease. Whatever contributes to obesity, if it's lifestyle, it can also contribute to kidney disease. In terms of things you're eating, somebody was asking whether, back to the situation at Kolebu, they realized that, and a lot of the young people too, they are drinking all kinds of concoctions these days.
About that, so I was reading into this topic and I'm just noticing that even the aphrodisiacs that the gentlemen take in hopes that they will perform better, and the drips that now there are a lot of beauty clinics that give drips to make your skin glow and all of that. There are syrups for slimming, for enlarging butts, breasts, and all of that. All these things are things that will affect our kidneys if care is not taken. Maybe you can shed light on that before we get to the other part.
It shouldn't take a prophet to tell anybody that these things are having effect on our health today.
Okay.
First thing is, we always say that our forefathers, who were not as educated as we are, they were not so enlightened as we say we are, they lived much longer, right? Okay. And then let's compare ourselves, what we are doing to ourselves today, and see if they did that. So whatever led to them having that longevity, where they're getting a lot of natural things, they are not going to sit in and go and take IV things into their go and sit down.
You want to blow.
You see,
You want to look good.
sometimes it's difficult to say some of these things out, but let's say it.
Okay.
I remember as a young doctor, there was this young lady who has finished SHS, I met her, the girl was like, she has a meaty shop, so now she writes prescriptions for. I said, what do you know? He said, oh, no, can't worry. That's what Ghanaian, they believe in anything. And she was making her money. And today, if you listen to our radio stations, a whole lot of things, nobody's controlling. Whether it's traditional medicine, people, everybody's cleaning cures for everything.
About that. Okay. Look, now that I have mentioned that.
Back to the aphrodisiacs you mentioned.
Okay.
We have ample evidence from the kidney case that a lot of the young people, they are drinking all those concoctions. They don't know where it's coming from. The only thing they are interested in that it gives me manpower. I just go and perform. But you perform today and die tomorrow.
You die tomorrow.
Is that perform? They are just interested in a performance. They say I died as a hero.
I live in heroes. Please listen to what
They say, if they say that, oh, Charlie, he died on it. He has made the brotherhood proud. He died in battle, you know. But the point is that our forefathers were not doing what we are doing. And people consume anything as long as you tell them that this is the effect, without even going to research if there's scientific proof. Of course, not just anything written out there on internet, because people are putting out anything, but you should go to sources that are credible to say that, yeah, this is it. Because otherwise, anything I'm also selling, I can just go and write all kinds of things about it. But I mean, that's why for those of us who do, maybe you are doing certain courses, they will not, you can't just go and pick can't just go and cite any writer from anywhere. But there are credible sources, maybe Google Scholar, yes. There are places where you can get the right information. And so the aphrodisiacs are one of them. And again, all these things we are pushing into ourselves, taking pills to glow, taking pills. And I'm telling you that the kidney actually takes poisons out. So you put more poison, eventually, break.
Okay, it will take it out, but the excessive Okay, so Doc, does that mean that even with the aphrodisiacs, it's not bad? We can take it, okay, not we. They can take it to some extent and it will be safe, because when it gets into the body, the kidney will filter, or we shouldn't take it at all.
So one day,
I'm sure the guys want to know.
one day, I got a call. I don't know where from. I don't know where from, but the report that the American US government, they sampled aphrodisiacs on our market. And guess what they found? They found out that a lot of them contain cheaper generic versions of Viagra.
Okay.
Okay. Now, so you are taking the thing. You say, oh, yes, Viagra, the chemical. There are people who go and sit in their rooms. They just go and buy these cheaper ones and grind them and put it in the thing. And then you go and buy. Because you realize
that is medically approved.
Yes. And that one, you take it in certain dosages. The thing about the aphrodisiacs is that, or this one is that you are just drinking. The effects, the less, because anybody who is using an aphrodisiac, without that, you always feel that I can't perform. So, Charlie, I always need to have some around in, and then let me drink it. So, you are likely to be doing it, using it as frequently as, and it can cause problems. So, the concoctions, they say, oh, natural. But who said every natural thing is okay? And the poisonous plants, you've heard of that, right? Yes, there are plants that are poisonous. There are people who eat contumely and they have reactions. So let's just move away from this thing that everything that is plant and tree is okay. So there are some, they can give you this effect. So it's a side effect being new. It's not true. There are natural things you can take and still have side effects.
Side effects. Interesting.
Truth be told.
Okay, so I think that will bring me to my follow-up questions on the herbal medicines that we take, right? Like you said, it's not the fact that it's natural doesn't mean that it has no side effects. So, Doc, enlighten us about the intake of herbal medicines. We know that these things are natural, but when taken into the body, is it that we can take them in dosages, or we should avoid them at all because of the potency of the herbal medicines?
So the herbal medicine should have been something that they approved by Ghana Standards Board. It's gone through trials. And it's known that there's at least the safety profile of the herbal medication is known. Because I said everything, paracetamol is good, but one or two people may react. At least it should be written that in the 1,000 people, that's why in our medical practice, you see all those leaflets in the books. It's legal. It's for legal. It doesn't mean if you take a paracetamol, you have a problem. But at least for legal reasons, but the person should know that, in 1 million people, one person reacted to this. Most people will do it and they are safe. But what I'm saying is that we are looking, I have a dream where one day all these herbal medications will have well-researched information about it so that when people are taking it, they know that these are the possibilities. But the usual chant that it's natural, so it's safe, it's herbal, so it's safe, is never true. It's never true. We have too much evidence in our practice where people have gone to drink herbal things and they have come with jaundice. They come and then they are urinating and their urine is darkened because it has actually affected their liver. Check the causes of liver problems in Kolebu. One of them is unbridled use of these herbal products. Fortunately, we have a Center for Scientific Research that can actually go deep and they'll be able to tell us that India, for example, Ayurvedic medicine, they've gone so far into doing a lot of documentation. So at least you know what you are doing. But here, we have this mantra, it's natural, so it's safe. It's never true. We have had too many people coming in with complications of having gone to use so every time the guy comes to home, they call priapism. Priapism. Going to drink a herbal concoction for manpower. Now the thing doesn't go down. For days, you're standing and they're in pain.
Interesting.
They're in pain. Say, because they say, so what you win so?
Guys, the Lord is really here for you.
So what you win so? I see. So we see a lot of these things that I think they took they are natural. They say herbal, but then they have priapism. So, but it's a selling and kind of marketing strategy. The more they tell people that there's no problem with it, they will rush to it. We, as by our ethics, we are supposed to let people know everything. But somebody's not evaluated by anyone. So,
Okay, Doc, you've touched so much on the men's side. Let's go to the women. I'm sure they are feeling safe. Let's make them know that they are not safe. What about the weight gain syrups, the beauty drips, and all of that that I had mentioned earlier? Enlighten us, just as you did for the guys. Are these things safe for us, especially in the discussion of our kidneys? Are they safe for us?
sometimes I feel people are not interested in living long. I feel I just don't look at them killing them there. But and then go back to my premise. Forefathers who lived so long to 1900 and we're doing.
Times are changing, so
So you go and sit down and somebody who in some corner says that I'll put this dip in you, and then when something happens to you,
but doctor, those people are doctors, so
well,
yes.
so let me tell you a story. So one Sunday, I used to have a guy who used to drive me, and he called me that his brother is very sick. He's been sick, and then they took her to a certain woman who said she's a natural hair. We took the guy there, whatever it is. So the Sunday afternoon after I checked that, he was calling me. He said, Doc, I want to bring him to you. I said, okay, yeah, I'm a doctor. Bring him whenever. Only for him to call me. Today, the guy was admitted. He gave some infusion to the guy. But the next day, the guy was all over the place, whether he's lost his sensorium, whatever he was. The woman said, I'm done. I'll take her to him to another place, or I'm referring him somewhere. 5 p.m. I said, okay. So when they called, I thought he had gotten to the hospital. He said, oh, my brother just died. The boy he says about 30, 32, 34 years. Because as soon as I hear, they'll say, Charlie, you go here, man. Look, when you eat contumely, the effect of contumely, it takes a long while. So there are acute situations that you don't need heads. Because every herbal medication, you actually see the effect in about 4, 5, 6 weeks time before everything takes effect. So for me, our women who are putting all kinds of things into their system, remember we're going through this, that you are putting pressure on your kidneys. You are putting unnecessary pressure on your kidneys to what? Filter it out. You do the sad thing is that you don't see the effect immediately. So look, we are sitting here in 15, 20 years time. What we will see, even with the calamity also adding the water, our water is really polluted. It means that all this is going to increase. So when you are putting these things, you go and dig. Who can drip for what? If you are not sick, drink water. The number one medicine for the kidney is water.